Can you be one around?
Dry January didn't last long in Downing Street. This evening, Conservative and DUP MPs were invited to a drinks reception at number 10 as the Prime Minister tries to win support for her Brexit deal with a charm offensive. But on his way out, Boris Johnson said there hadn't been much of a sales pitch.
There wasn't even a speech. There were no speeches, there was no discussion of any kind. It was
no persuasion?
There was no attempt to persuade anybody, and I don't really think that things have really changed.
Which means Mrs May's deal still doesn't have the support it needs to get through Parliament.
As things stand, you can't vote for her?
Well, no, certainly not as things stand at the moment. No, absolutely, no, because the backstop is clearly something that is unacceptable, not just to us, but to many MPs across the House.
Earlier in the day, the Prime Minister indicated that she did have a plan to turn that around.
We'll be setting out measures which will be specific to Northern Ireland. We'll be setting out proposals for a greater role for Parliament as we move into the next stage of the negotiations. And we're continuing to work on further assurances, on further undertakings from the European Union in relation to the concern that's been expressed by parliamentarians.
But in case that fails, there's some very visible no-deal planning going on. The government had 89 drivers take their trucks in and out of a deserted airfield near Dover today to test traffic flows in case no deal causes delays at the port. Some hauliers thought it was unrealistic.
Honestly, it doesn't truly reflect on the day when you've got thousands of vehicles that are stranded, drivers are upset, local motorists, local businesses, they want to get there. It's not going to truly reflect what could happen. So today was obviously a bit of a pointless exercise.
In Westminster, as protesters gathered outside Parliament, inside, MPs were plotting new ways to stop no deal. Labour and Tory rebels joining forces tomorrow to try and stop the government spending money on no deal without asking Parliament.
I think Parliament should have a vote on that, and that's what this amendment is about, making sure that Parliament have a vote and that Parliament can rule out no deal because of the damage that it would cause.
And another former minister joined the ranks of those supporting a second referendum.
So if there is deadlock in Parliament, which there is, then it may be that the best way forward is to get the people back into the process via a fresh referendum with a new set of questions.
But isn't that betraying the democratic mandate of the first referendum when people said, if you vote for Brexit, it'll be delivered?
Well, we've got a deal. People, if you have a fresh referendum, people can still do that.
But the debate is now getting so heated, it is occasionally boiling over.
Why are you doing that, Anna?
The Conservative MP Anna Soubry today surrounded and barracked by protesters, some with links to the far right. This evening, the Metropolitan Police said they were assessing if any crimes had been committed. Carl Dinin, News at 10, Westminster.